Wherever you are in the world, welcome to another edition of My Take on China. Please don't forget to share this. It looks like I'm being suppressed by YouTube. I'm going to be critical of the USA today, but for a specific purpose. Please bear with me. I generally keep my criticisms of the USA to fairly broad brush criticisms. I've never been there. I've no intention to go there in the future. So it would be unfair of me to be specific about their problems in the way that so many Americans are specific about China's problems. I criticize those people for never having been here, yet still believing that they understand China better than I do. I've lived here since 2004, I've traveled extensively, and I've studied at postgraduate level here in China. So when I say something about China, you can be assured that it's based on research, experience, and some knowledge of the truth. When I say something about the USA, it's based on media reports or more often government department information or statistics. And that's research, but it's not experience. And while it may be accurate, there's always a nuance associated which can show inaccuracies. Our experiences guide us in our opinions, and if we have no experience, we're entitled to hold opinions, but we should learn from people who do have the experience. I try to do that. It's been with great interest, though, that I keep seeing reports and comments that since his trip to China, Gavin Newsom is likely to be a great president. Personally, I couldn't disagree more. People who follow geopolitics, particularly of China, have got it right when they say we need Gavin Newsom to be the next president of the USA. Globally, we need a leader who understands that people in this world want peace and prosperity, not constant conflicts, not tensions, provocation for wars, even threats to end humanity. And Newsom is definitely one of those, and he is popular in China. But the USA needs something different, and Gavin Newsom has not yet proven that he can provide it. In fact, quite the opposite. The next president of the USA needs to, if not ignore China altogether, then at least remove the focus from China. Whatever has been put in place to contain China has failed. Any new president, including Newsom, could dismantle it all, and it wouldn't make one jot of difference to the end result. But it will make life easier for the millions of people in industries affected by US sanctions, US tariffs, and other US restrictions. It will help China to climb to the top faster. That's all it will do. But unless he's also focusing on making changes internally, imposing proper taxes on corporations, and providing incentives to return manufacturing to the USA, it won't make life easier for Americans, because those corporations don't actually pass on the savings they make dealing with China to their consumers. And this is where I'm going to get critical of the USA. Whatever the nuance might be, the problems I'm going to mention are very, very real. And the truth is, the USA needs, and I mean absolutely needs, a president who will look internally. Poverty is increasing. This is a fact from the US Census Office. It's the truth, and it can't be denied. Homelessness is increasing too. This is a fact from a US government website called usafacts.org. It's not in dispute. Crime is increasing. This is a fact from the FBI. It can't be denied or debated. Hate crime, online crime, gun crime, murders and robberies were all up. Aggravated assault and rape were both slightly down, but overall crime is an increasing problem. And despite all the talk of equality and inclusion, in terms of ethnics, anti-Black, African-American, in terms of religious, anti-Jewish, and in terms of gender, anti-gay men hatred, all increased. The National Center for Education Statistics, another US government site, tells us that educational standards in the United States are declining. This is not just in enrollment numbers, but in actual levels of education. Less people going further. Life expectancy in the USA has declined for 2 years in a row, according to the CDC, and this is borne out by reports from both Harvard University and the Johns Hopkins and Bloomberg School of Public Health. Again, this is not a matter of dispute. This is a fact. And when life expectancy increases, it's a highly positive reaction to better living standards, better education, increased wealth, and improved national infrastructure. When it decreases, we can look to all these features and we can see a decline in each of them. That's the difference between China and the USA right now. In fact, California, Newsom's home state, is also one of the few states where the population is reducing, not because of life expectancy or birth reductions, but because people are moving out, primarily to places such as Texas, Arizona, and Nevada. Once again, these figures come from the Public Policy Institute of California, and they are all verifiable and have all been linked. So for all of these reasons, Gavin Newsom is not, as yet, the right man for America or for Americans. He currently governs the 5th largest economy in the world. Newsom has governed California since 2018. Now, had his focus been on the betterment of his constituents, and had Californians seen improvements in any measurable metric instead of all the reductions, then he could definitely be the right man for the top job. But if he makes promises that he will do so, he enters the same league as every other politician in the US that they seem to elect, based on promises, not based on any prior record. The USA's national debt is out of control. It's currently almost $34 trillion and growing about $2 million a minute. This information comes from the US Treasury Department. Now, Gavin Newsom must be aware of this, and if he really is poised to take a room in the White House, then his trip to China was a very good starting point for that. And there is no doubt that China would benefit from Gavin Newsom being elected, either to the presidency or the vice presidency. But Chinese don't vote for him. Americans do. And they deserve someone who will be good for the USA, not good for China. China will be good no matter which president gets into power next year. Please don't worry yourself over China. Newsom himself has said in media reports that he's not in the running. But of course, that's a media report, so there's no way of knowing if it's true or not true. There are many people throughout the history of politics who've told media that they wouldn't be running for office. But if Joe Biden were to tap him on the shoulder and ask him to come along for the ride as VP, then it's almost certain the current VP, who is Newsom's personal friend, will be on the outer. And it wouldn't be the first time that a politician has lied to the media, would it? If Chinese people were voting, they would be very happy to vote and see Newsom win either the VP or the president's job, as there's little doubt that the Biden VP will almost certainly be the next president. But Chinese people are not. American people have to. And democracy seemingly gives Americans the choice. But if I were an American, I'd be asking for proof of previous achievements rather than promises of future success. Also, if I were an American, I'd probably be one of the 33% of registered voters who just don't bother. I'd feel that I'd been let down too many times before, and democracy really has failed me. Thanks once again for watching my take on China, and please don't forget that share, and don't forget to like, and if you want to, subscribe. We'll get more information about China in the next one. See you then. Bye for now.